How about that for a chaotic turn of events for those last few moments there? Berg through traffic, plopped in front. Barnico with another save registered here in this period as Stony Brook tries to counteract the other way. And here they come. Nate Legret bursting in down the wing. Legret delaying. Legret feeds it across. Mara touches this back down low to Kozicki. Kozicki.
Offensive change over the Seawolves, leaving them a little stranded there.
And that's going to help Delaware push back the other way. Berg couldn't get a strong shot that time as Mara got in front of him. And Barnico's going to hold the puck and stop play.
Good stop there from Barnico. Realizing the team is a little bit scrambled. He had a miscue in the Delaware zone that led to a collision. And Barnico said, let's get the full change and let's get the wheels back on the track.
Dom Guido about to enter the fray here, wearing the C on his jersey in his fourth season with the Blue Hens. As this one chased by Guido. Stony Brook able to keep the pressure on Delaware as they get the possession here. Kowalski finds Kormanek. William Kormanek. Save Roselle. Seawolves coming to life inch by inch, Trevor.
I'll be honest, this has been a very back and forth game. I think Stony Brook fell a little behind. Delaware brought the checking, and now Stony Brook is bringing the speed game back again. Expect to see Delaware try to rechannel that checking game to slow the Seawolves down.
We'll see if Stony Brook can channel more of their offensive surge as they continue to make their presence felt in the Blue Hen zone. Here's Nick Newman twisting away. And Malik will do the same as well. A lot of Seawolves. In one location, Tizarro put it out there, but couldn't get a strong shot off, and we get a whistle and a high stick called. And it's going to be signaled as a penalty against Delaware's captain, Guido.
Yeah, it happened up in towards the top of the zone there. He knew it as soon as the ref raised his hand. And
so perhaps some redemption here for Stony Brook's special teams. We'll just have to see what result holds.
There were some good looks on the first power play. We'll see if they can continue that momentum.
And Colin Wenrick lined up in the back with Paul Tizarro positioned, interestingly, at the left point. And here they are working in front on this power play brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. Seawolves 0 for 1 tonight, first clear of the man advantage this time around for Delaware. And Trevor Early tries to get a hold of the possession, lost his stick as he retreats to the bench. New reinforcement on the ice for Delaware as Stony Brook races from their end back into familiar territory. Kozicki. Tizarro. Kozicki and Tizarro trading feeds. Tizarro holding. Tried to put it out there.
Looking back door.
And now it's Wenrick connecting with Kormanek. Second by second, Delaware bringing out new fresh faces onto the ice. At least for the defense to try to help out this penalty kill. Tizarro gets it back to Wenrick. Wenrick. Tizarro holding. Quick puck movement here around the perimeter. Is that chance? Hits the outside of the net. Kormanek.
I think the net might be off its moorings.
And Roselle makes the save, and they'll also adjust the nets as you pointed it out.
Looks like it's still, looks like they got it back on now. It definitely was a little popped off the peg a little bit. As Roselle was moving side to side very quickly.
41 seconds to go on the man advantage for Stony Brook. Crowd gathering up at the side and front turning into a schmozzle here inside the zone.
No.
Seawolves.
Delaware bench wanting a penalty there on the interaction.
Here's Connolly. Fresh blood on the ice for the Seawolves. In the name of Connolly, one-timer! Might have caught the mask of Roselle and it ricocheted out of play. And it certainly did as he adjusts the straps on his helmet.
Roselle here having to stand tall here on two consecutive penalty kills, and thus has met the task so far.
Using every inch of his 6'3", 190 frame to stop that one from going into the net. Oh, Ingfanger with the hammer. Connolly sauces that one to Gately. Time running out here on the power play as we are about to be even once again. Connolly
smartly waiting for that penalty to expire before even attempting a shot.
Gately, nice twirl there to get away from Ingfanger as Stony Brook keeps it in the zone. Skibecka moves into a new location. Got battered into that time. Newman. More battling down low before Delaware gets a hold of the possession and clears it away from danger, giving Stony Brook a chance to switch things up on the lines.
Power play unit coming off, regular lines going back in.
Kieran Gately. An aggressive dump off the glass there. He retreats to the bench. Back on the ice comes Anthony Mara. Mara's going to take chase. No icing here.
Linesman signaling that Trezera could have played it.
Under 10 to go in the opening frame. The Stepney. Dom Guido. Trying to steal the possession here. Exacting some aggressive energy against the Seawolves. And Delaware trying to do everything they can to keep it in the zone. But Stony Brook comes back in with a chance. Cooper Smith got it on target, but couldn't get in the back of the net. While Rodriguez and the Blue Hens still making their presence felt on the ice. And this will not do much for the Blue Hens as Rodriguez skates to the bench. New reinforcements out for Delaware.
Full change for the Blue Hens.
Guido touched that one on. Gonna get a strong chance that time. Kowalski doing a good job at shielding the possession as Stony Brook continues to work in their zone. Having some difficulty escaping the zone, I must say. Guido got it back to the point. Burke from the top, missing wide. Traffic started to build up in front as Kowalski Delaware continuing to work in Stony Brook zone, doing everything they possibly can to keep them at bay until this icing done by Stony Brook.
Bit of a panic dump there from the Seawolves here. The unfortunate nature of the icing is you can't change.
Not at all, and this puts the Seawolves tired players in a precarious position. Delaware's got some hungry offensive players ready to strike, trying to break this deadlock score with 8:16 to go in the first. Keller with a toss missing wide. Rodriguez deals it back to the point. Shot from the top. Couldn't get elevation on that one that time. Kowalski can't clear it out of the zone. He gets another stab at it, and this time he's going to skate it up before surrendering it back to the Blue Hens, Trevor Early. Keller, strong feed connecting onto the stick of his teammate. Here's Delaware with a chance in front. That may have gotten a piece of the leg of Barnico. As Cade Coughlin generated that latest opportunity for Delaware. Coughlin again with Diaz. Chance in front, missing wide off the stick of DeBolt.
Looks like we have another penalty here. This one is going to go against the Blue Hens. The check behind the play there. Cross-check is the call, and Delaware finding themselves in significant penalty trouble early on in this game.
Certainly, and if you're Stony Brook, you got to be feeling blessed right now after missing out on the first 2 power play opportunities.
Delaware coach trying to get an answer here from the referee, and the referee's just not going to give it to him.
Todd Mittelmeyer behind the bench for the Blue Hens.
Referee's definitely calling a tight game here tonight. They're not letting a lot go.
Cody Diaz in the box. He'll sit for 2 minutes. As Stony Brook's Nick Newman gets set to take the draw here against Alex Infanger, the junior from Medway, Massachusetts.
All right, well, it's now time for the 3rd edition of the Stony Brook Orthopedics Power Play.
Nope, we're going to change things up here. New center, it's Legret. And here we go. Can Stony Brook strike this time around on the man advantage as they work around the perimeter with that first chance missing, inadvertently forcing them out of the zone, giving the benefit to Delaware as Gately and the rest of his team reset, and they do so quickly. Nick Newman starting it up again with Gately. Feeds it across. Skameka handled that one carefully. Connolly with a chance. Ricocheted off the pad of Roselle, and play is stopped once again.
A good look there from Connolly, trying to just get the puck on net. You hear the Seawolves fans. I don't know how much of it's coming through over the stream, but you are hearing shoot the puck, and I cannot agree more. But does come a point in time where you got to get quality shots over quantity, especially against some of these top ACHA goaltenders.
Nakagawa back on the ice. Wenrick in tow. This is a superstar formation on the ice for this power play right now, as Chris Garofalo watches on from distance. Wenrick. DeZaro, 14 points this season for the freshman. The Massapequa native, or as DeZaro trolls down low. Nakagawa couldn't twist it in front.
Interesting look there from Nakagawa. It went twice for the quick play to the slot.
However, Stony Brook was able to keep it in the zone. But for how long, as Delaware is able to clear it out?
Delaware is going to get a change on all their penalty killers, and Stony Brook will try to get themselves reset as well.
Wenrick slamming on the brakes. Found Nakagawa. Wenrick. DeZaro keeping it under control until he lost it there to Infanger. Kozicki racing back. Early save! Scott Barnico with the biggest one of the night so far. Early looking to redeem himself. Not that time. And that extra tap from the stick of Early to Barnico drew the ire of Legret.
Given the way the officials have been calling this one, I'm surprised they didn't call the slash on that.
So Stony Brook unsuccessful on all attempts in this first period on the power play. 0 for 3. Rodriguez backhands this one down low. Delaware couldn't convert that time. Legret. Blue Hens in the zone, trying to swarm the Seawolves. But it's Stony Brook counteracting, pushing in aggressively. Legret tried to feed it in front as it bounced off his stick into the other side. Delaware. It's back and forth between these both squads.
A miscued change here from the Seawolves getting caught coming into their own zone.
Rodriguez almost spun and eluded everyone. Instead, it's Berg keeping it in the zone. Rodriguez.
And that's going to be a penalty against the Seawolves there.
And it's Anthony Mara who got caught red-handed.
Got caught water skiing.
And he knew it. Empty awning for the time being. Rodriguez. Score! Captain Guido, 1-0 Delaware.
Stony Brook caught doing a lot of puck watching there on that play. And Delaware takes advantage of a almost slowed down, slow motion Stony Brook defense acting in a prevent style. And little tic-tac-toe rebound goes off a Stony Brook skate, and that's your goal.
And that nullifies what would have been a power play for Delaware as the Blue Hens strike to break the deadlock score. And Dominic Guido picks up his 14th goal here in game number 25. And he remains put on the ice, set to take the next face-off draw here at center ice against Nick Newman. Kowalski deals it to Malik, gives it back to Kowalski. Connecting with Newman. Nick Newman plops it in deep. Malik on the chase. And here's Guido again, turning up the Jets. Back in the zone. That time he was fended off by the heavy body of Gately. As Gately finds himself in a precarious position before Kowalski deals it up ahead. Almost got turned over, but luckily it got it bounced from one of the linesmen. That allowed Stony Brook to get the chance, missing before Delaware pushes back the other way. A great design play. Diaz taking it off the boards. Wow, chipped it across, but no one was home.
Diaz left wide open there, 2 down Seawolves in front of the net.
Burke keeping it alive, or so I thought, as Delaware kept at bay for now. Conklin again, able to, or so I thought he was able to get in onside, but the offside is called.
Just a little bit, and that's all it takes.
Evidently. Cormanic couldn't win that face-off draw as Burke has trouble plopping it ahead. Connolly chips it to the far wall. Smith, Cormanic. It's by 1. William Cormanic.
And that'll deflect out. We'll face it off to the left of Tyler Roselle, who's been perfect on 13.
Cormanic entering this matchup with a team high 8 goals this season. As he tries to pot home another one here, and perhaps it could be what Stony Brook needs to get in this battle. Smith with the drive, denied by Roselle. As Infanger slaps it ahead, and this allows Trevor Early to get in. Early couldn't get a strong shot off that time as one player went tobogganing at the side of the net. Meanwhile, it's Stony Brook in the zone. Smith can't get that one to go by, and he retreats to the bench. Mara. Hard checking there. Another big hit thrown. And that one took the bucket off of Kozicki. And knocked the bucket off of Kozicki. And are they going to call a penalty on this?
No, they're just going to force him to make a change. If your helmet pops off, you're forced into a line change.
So an impromptu switch at the hands for Stony Brook as Skameka steps onto the ice. And Legret deals a big hit against Strawbringer as icing is called.
Yeah, that was a return favor.
Certainly, and Stony Brook try to use this to their own advantage here as the face-off draw will now take place in Delaware zone. Skameka couldn't get a clean look on that one. Mara racing over, keeping it in the zone. Ozicki pinned up against the boards. Rodriguez.
Zara making a critical play there to keep the puck back in the Delaware zone as Seawolves are changing.
There's Daniel Berg controlling it in the back end. And Blue Hens continuing to keep the pressure on Stony Brook. Alex Skameka using some wizardry here before bursting along the wing, but Daniel Berg and the Blue Hens hold him off as the final minute of play commences here in the first. No icing here, and Gately retrieves the possession. Connects with Malik. Christian Malik trying to get it across to Desaro. A great defending done that time by Delaware. Stony Brook, another chance missing, that time on the stick of Newman. Desaro. Newman, save, rebounds. Kowalski picking up the possession, flipping it towards the net as Newman and Malik try to create havoc. But instead, it's Delaware clearing it to the other length of the ice. Wow. Newman throws the body again. Guido with the only goal this period. And Malik.
Malik not enough energy to get it down the ice.
And that will do it for one. After 20 minutes of play, the Blue Hens lead 1-0, and the only goal scored by Dominic Guido, in which you described as just a breakdown, and perhaps because of the lack of energy and it being slow near the end of the play.
Yeah, it's a tough one. A tough one to take there as the Seawolves is you take the penalty, you know you're going on the penalty kill, and you're just trying to get a touch on the puck, and the Delaware Blue Hens did an excellent job. They brought the puck back. They made sure they got the goalkeeper out, established the sixth man on the ice, and they broke in beautifully into the zone here and got a really high-quality shot, get a deflection, get a rebound, and they popped it in the net.
Well, let's not take away how Scott Barnico has been performing, too. Just despite that one goal, he's been holding his own, making some big saves.
Oh, it's absolutely not to take anything away from Scott tonight. He's been playing an absolute gem, as his counterpart on the other side of the ice has been. I mean, we're talking about 27 shots on goal, one goal between the two of them, and a slight difference here between what could be a 1-1 game or a 2-1 game or even a 3-1 game.
And with the second period looming, do you feel that Stony Brook needs to apply the same method that Delaware used to kick off this hockey game when it comes to the aggressive, physical energy right off the bat to change the narrative?
You can tell right away when that Infanger line comes out, you're in trouble. They're coming, they're bringing the body early and often. So that's one thing the Seawolves have to kind of be aware of. When you see that line come out on the ice, you want to move the puck quick. You want to keep them on their toes and keep them off their game.
And we'll see if Stony Brook can bring that strategy to the test as intermission looms here before the second period comes around the corner right here on Stony Brook Seawolves Hockey Live on YouTube. We will see you after the intermission break.
At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you. At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a groundbreaking procedure that restores the ability to eat, so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you. At Stony Brook Medicine, our gastroenterologists perform a
gentlemen. Second period just about to begin momentarily as we await both teams to return to the ice, and we had a chance to look back on this period, reflect, and talk about what could Stony Brook eventually do to change the narrative here.
So Stony Brook definitely has to come back out here. They got to play mistake-free hockey, even more mistake-free than what they did in the first period, which I thought, honestly, they ran a pretty tight ship for the most part. Handful of mistakes, but I gotta tip the hat to Barnacow for bailing the Seawolves out in a couple rough situations. But I think what they really need most out of this period is a increase in quality shots on goal. They outshot the Blue Hens 14-13. Nothing to show in the goals column for it. But a lot of those shots were relatively straightforward shots, not a lot of distraction or deviation, tips or one-timer opportunities. I'd like to see the Seawolves try to get something in that department going in the second period and play disciplined. I mean, they've been playing disciplined for the most part for this entire game so far, and it's going to come down to capitalizing on something. As the Seawolves are coming back out to the ice, the sound of the siren.
And you emphasized how Delaware came in with this obvious aggressive demeanor, putting the Seawolves almost on alert, as catching them by surprise. Maybe this period will go a little differently now that Stony Brook kind of has their feet wet and are accustomed to the physical energy that Delaware is bringing to them.
Maybe. I mean, again, the second period is the period of adaptations. The coaching staffs on both sides got to see what each team brought to the table. And in the locker rooms, they're telling their boys what they got to do to adjust to get the better of the other squad. And we'll see who came up with the better adjustments here in the second period.
We'll have to see if Stony Brook can evolve from how the first period went and where they could be by the time the second period ends, as Scott Barnacow, as you previously alluded to before, has been on his game. And the same can be said for Tyler Brazell as the two teams get set here to drop the puck once again. 20 more minutes of hockey. Cormanic, Guido, and here we go. And it's Delaware wafting it ahead. Connolly able to cut that chance off for the Blue Hens to get to the goal until Lau stole it back. And Lau is bringing some energy here for the Blue Hens as they try to extend their lead. A race to the puck there, kept alive by the Blue Hens, as Stony Brook almost lackadaisically playing the puck in their zone, allowing Delaware to get multiple chances that time. But it's Stony Brook now picking up some ground with a chance. Oh, watch out, Smith! Oh, hit the post, rebound, score! A chaotic turn of events, and it's William Cormanic.
Slow Seawolves made a fool out of you on that one with the quick turnaround there in the offensive zone. Quick play there. A great pinch there from Smith to get that puck on net, on the post, and a rebound opportunity that's just put right in the center of the net.
Just what Stony Brook needed. A big momentum booster, and they get it courtesy of William Cormanic. Here in his 55th game played as a Seawolf, he picks up his team-leading 9th goal of the year, and for the young man Kyle Smith, he picks up his first assist as a member of Stony Brook.
I guarantee you Smith was thinking to himself, oh man, I missed a wide open net there. And then that was immediately raised when Cormatic popped it in the net on the rebound. The sigh of relief could be heard from across the county line.
It's now Stony Brook. Some momentum on their side. But the question will be how long and if can Stony Brook keep control of this momentum. As Delaware, we know they're going to be aggressive. And here they are, quickly pushing back in the zone. Guelph ran out of steam thanks to Stony Brook slowing things down, but now we get a whistle.
Too many men on the ice here for the Seawolves, a disaster.
Just when it seemed Alex Skameka saw broad daylight and was heading for a goal, it's another penalty committed by Stony Brook.
Coach Garofalo there, I heard him mouth to the referee, where was it? And it was unfortunately the defenseman coming off the ice there.
A tough break for the Seawolves as it will have to kill off the Delaware power play. That will begin imminently as the face-off draw will take place just a few feet away from Scott Barnico, who is set and ready for what's to come. And Trezera will clear it.
A hot start here for the Seawolves, unfortunately briefly extinguished by a bench minor.
We'll see if the Seawolves can extinguish this Delaware power play. As they come in quickly, dropping it behind the goal. Dolson pressured. Straubinger wheels it wide, but it stays in the zone. Trezera and Kowalski will try to do everything they can on the defense here to prevent Delaware from getting these scoring chances. Got to put your body on the line in every way possible. And here's Hudson DiNapoli fanning on the chance, but doing his parts at killing off the time here on Delaware's power play.
Delaware here not finding much opportunity so far here on the power play. A little slow to get out of the zone here.
Here's Guido picking up speed, but a chance missing. May have gotten a piece of Barnico, if I'm not
got
mistaken.
a glove on it.
Yeah,
So he was
just the way the puck moved to the other side. But nevertheless, Delaware works down low. Rodriguez. Guido, Rodriguez. A dangerous tandem on the ice. And Stony Brook doing everything to keep the Blue Hens from scoring this time around.
Much more active penalty kill situation here for the Seawolves.
This is Guelph. Guelph, who was put to a stop in his last shift, is once again finding himself some difficulty against the Seawolves. And this allows Stony Brook to push ahead. Skameka trying to redeem himself. Score! Absolute beauty! Alex Skameka!
A reverse toe drag and a beauty puts it over the Delaware netminder, and the Seawolves lead 2-1 now.
The same way he scored his first goal as a Seawolf back in October. This time, he raised the bar to another level.
What a beautiful goal. Beats the defender clean, drags it across the crease, and snipes it.
Emphasis on snipe, as that is what made that goal just picture perfect.
Yeah, chef's kiss there.
Trevor Early and Delaware trying to respond rather quickly as they find themselves in a different position than they were in the first. Back-to-back unanswered goals by the Seawolves.
You talk about quality shots on goal. Both Seawolves goals here came on quality opportunities.
Keller. Oh! Watch out for the Gus Bus, but a penalty is called.
Gusevic asking, what did I do on that one? And referee's not even giving him the time of day here to tell him what he did, just pointing to the box. Coach Garofalo here, a little question marks here for him too. Fans letting the refs have it too.
You are telling me.
We're trying to take a look here back on our replay monitor here, and maybe a bit of a late check there, but that's it. And that's what it's going to go down as. It's probably going to be 2 minutes for boarding.
I mean, you can see where the argument is coming from for Chris Garofalo, just with the way the activity unfolded over there. From my vantage point, it looked like there was the right amount of time for Gusevic to throw that hit and it being clean.
It was a check. I mean, if the puck was in his feet, I'd be telling the ref, hey, you got to put your arm down on that one. But the puck was just a little too far away at that point.
All right, so it's back to the status quo for Stony Brook's penalty kill. So they'll have to do their parts at keeping the Blue Hens at bay here. That one hit the outside of the cage, almost catching everyone by surprise. And we get another whistle to net off its moorings.
Just to point out a statistic here for the Seawolves, they've got 2 this period on 4 shots on goal, just to point that out. And that's also while taking 2 penalties this period across 5 minutes.
Rather impressive based on how last period went.
Net back on, and we're going to face it off here to the left to Barnacow.
Cody Diaz set to take the draw. And Justin Nakagawa.
Justin Nakagawa with a bit of a jailbreak here.
He's going to softly lay it in deep. As Delaware starts from their back end, Justin Guelph on the gas pedal. All gas, no brakes for Guelph. Delaware can't convert in front as Connolly took his man down. That was Diaz, who's back up to his feet. Meanwhile, Delaware working the perimeter. A big block made.
Wenrick took that one off on the inside wrist there. That doesn't feel good.
Not at all. No protection in that area. Well, far side feed kept alive off the boards by Rodriguez, who spun that one down low. Diaz, Guelph. Dealt back to the point. Fadeaway wrist or missing, and Diaz couldn't play that one off the boards the way he intended it to go, as it's cleared by Stony Brook.
9 new skaters on the ice here.
Watch
8
out
new
here.
skaters.
Nice play to elude his man. Stony Brook, though, doing their parts and mitigating these chances by Delaware. And here comes Skameka. Jams this one in deep. Skameka bounced off the boards, and we are back to 5-a-side. Dom Guido pedaling hard with Drohan in tow. Or Dolson in tow, pardon me. As this one is aerialed out, but not far enough as Lau pushes right back in on the wing. Another chance, and another robbery done by Barnacow.
Barnacow put that one in a dangerous spot there, right in the low slot, and makes the save to make up for putting the puck in no man's land.
And so another face-off draw will commence.
I do say he did do that in style as well.
Infanger. And this got blocked, and it leads to a chance for Paul Tizarro. Score!
A laser beam beats Rosal right underneath his blocker, and the Seawolves now lead 3-1. And I think Rosal was not expecting the shot there. I think he was expecting the potential pass to the trailer there in that 2-on-1, but no, sir. It was the no hesitation shot that takes it.
A on the year for Desaro as he continues his freshman year campaign in a big way. This to extend the lead here tonight, and Delaware finding themselves in a difficult position now and a different turn of events. Legret bounced that one wide. Oh, and he gave it right back.
And Stony Brook is going to be going here for a rough on that one. The trailing referee is going to make the call. Actually, it looks like, are they calling both players here, or are they just calling the one? I think they're just calling the one.
Nope, just one.
Now, Legret's going to go for a rough.
And I can understand if had Delaware, because that was, let's see, that was Panapresso. It looks like Panapresso was looking for retaliation, so in that case, then it would have been offsetting. But
well, this is Delaware's third opportunity here on the power play. I will say Stony Brook has looked good on the PK tonight in the sense that they've been finding opportunities to get the puck out of the zone and setting themselves up for the post-kill situation, one of which they've scored on.
Their best penalty kill percentage in the division, and it's showing here tonight. Actually, it's looking a lot like number one, but
quick change here for the forwards here.
Justin Guelph trying to apply the hezzy here against Stony Brook. Here's Rodriguez. Long stretch feed. Guelph blocks there. Barnacle
blocked. Barnacle
down but not out.
Incredible. It might have been the closest Delaware has gotten this period. And look at this aggression here. Skemeka. Skemeka taking 3 blue hands on and escaping with the puck.
A workhorse in the zone. He didn't get the shot off, but he did do his part to killing off the time here against Delaware special teams.
More than that, I mean, a one-man wrecking crew down in the blue hen zone.
Just another thing for Stony Brook to stay motivated with.
Power plays can be a momentum shift in hockey. If you kill off a huge penalty, that's a momentum shift in your favor.
I would say
we saw that in the first period with Delaware killing off all those penalties. And in this period, Stony Brook has been feeding off their PK as well.
It's a status quo for Stony Brook, as we've seen the last couple of years. Dom Guido
comes across the net here and just does an absolute nasty backhand top shelf snipe.
Ridiculous. Came in like a firebird, beating Barnacle, and he's got a pair of goals tonight.
Warrants out for the arrest of that man, as that was an absolute...
Now, if you're Stony Brook, you can't lay off the gas here. You got to just shake it off and keep plugging away.
That's going to come out into the Delaware bench. We're going to bring it back down into the Seawolves zone here. If you're Stony Brook here, you gotta keep in mind you can't take penalties.
Certainly, for sure.
Well, you fed off the PK to get yourself a goal earlier. That's not always how it's going to be. And Delaware finally converting on the special teams.
Connolly. And it's Malik with a boost of speed. Malik trying to elude everyone.
Oh.
He was looking in the trailer for Cormanic, who wasn't in the position that time.
Just a few feet out of position there. Almost looked like a set play.
Watch out! Oh! Dom Guido braced for it.
And that's a cross check there. And a slash. I don't know where the referees are in this game, but clearly not looking at the action.
In front of the linesman, so can't really
expect this one to get chippy, folks. Here,
there, but
watch out here.
We can certainly say the temperature is rising ever so considerably in this period. And that could be because of Delaware's frustrations against Stony Brook showing.
Well, these are two teams that, at least tonight, aren't afraid to check. I mean, Stony Brook, this season, Usually not the first to start escalating in the checking department, but they're coming and meeting Delaware's aggression with a little more finesse in some places.
And finesse can be best exemplified by that man right there, Skameka, who throws the body, showing some different motives in this latest shift on the ice.
You got the checking line out there for the Blue Hens, and they're finally coming off.
Kozicki trying to shake off his man in front. Got bounced into the boards as he continues to patrol the zone. Trezara moves into a new location, but the clear made by Delaware, not going to reach the M boards. So it helps them. As Diaz sets it across. Here's Burke gaining entry once again. Burke, Houdini act in the corner. Centering feed. Barnico ready for it as he denied the Blue Hens there. Strabinger, another block made in front. Trezara shielding against. Multiple Blue Hens as the hits continue to rise up here in the second. There's another one! And they are just coming at all angles as Nastepny clears it out. Justin Nakagawa. Whoa! Strabinger exploding into Justin Nakagawa.
Looks a little banged up after that one. That's an icing here. That's going to be a trapped Delaware Blue Hens line out on the ice.
A textbook open ice check.
Cole Midway, they're sending a cease and desist on that one for the out open ice.
What I'm even more surprised by the fact is no one retaliated in terms of, like, you normally a hit like that you got someone crossing the ice beeline and all hell breaks loose.
It's a good check, though. I mean,
it certainly.
Justin's got to keep his head up here as he tries to make that move here as Stony Brook takes control of the puck.
So as Justin gets a breather or two on the bench.
Yeah, he definitely got the wind knocked out of him on that check.
The action continues in the zone here as Stony Brook continues to pour on this aggressive energy that they have found here in this second period. Smith picked up the assist on the goal by Cormatic.
Stony Brook here is going to get a change here. Delaware desperately trying to get some of their guys off the ice.
Which kick-started things off, and here come the Blue Hens. Rodriguez tried to lead it ahead to Guelph, and not in time as it's Nastepny. All systems no that time. Guelph angled that one to Rodriguez. Tried to look for Guido to step ahead in front as the Blue Hens work in the zone. Stony Brook couldn't clear it out that time as Guelph takes it off the boards.
Delaware now with a bit of the momentum here in this period. They lead the shots on goal 24-20. And Stony Brook has been struggling to get consistent pressure in the zone.
And this is going to give Stony Brook a break to the chagrin of Delaware.
Offsides there, the call. We'll face it off just outside of the zone here. 6:18 to go here in the second period. Stony Brook with 3 this period. Delaware rallies back with 1. Offsides again.
Have to correct you on that one, Trevor. It's more like Stony Brook 3, Dom Guido with 1. I mean, Guido's the one making the noise here tonight. The big checks and the 2 goals for the Blue Hens. And so Barnico, he ought to want those 2 back, but his teammates doing their parts. That brings some energy here in this matchup. Bang!
Missed check there as Smith does a nice little maneuver to avoid the damage on that one.
That goes out of play off the stick of Dosen.
And I'll come outside the zone here as that was a Delaware to Delaware deflection.
And that will bring out new reinforcements for Stony Brook. Back on the ice comes Paul DeZaro. Seawolves looking to keep Delaware in check here as they lead 3-2 after leaving the first period trailing 1-0. A fury of goals from the Seawolves that began with William Cormatic potting home. Oh! Friendly fire, collateral damage for Delaware.
Both teams guilty of that tonight.
Kazara pinching in. And that one will get slapped away from danger and be touched up for icing, which will move the face-off draw back in Stony Brook zone.
Fresh set of skaters out for the Blue Hens here as we're down to 5:19 in the second. It feels like these last few minutes have kind of slowed to a crawl as we've been mired up in offsides and icings and pucks deflecting out of play. Not as quick as the first half, for sure, even though we had a bunch of penalties and a handful of goals.
Stony Brook again.
Potential 3-on-1 here.
Here they go. Big collision.
And I think we might be seeing a penalty here, maybe a penalty shot here. As he had no ability to take that shot there and otherwise would have been unabated to the net there. So it'd be interesting to see what they call here.
And
as it was a 3-on-1, I mean,
all indications are showing it's going to be
looks like we're just going to get the
nothing
minor
other than a
penalty.
2-minute penalty, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you're arguing to the box on that one. You took the man and cross-checked him his face into the post, the crossbar.
On any given day, Stony Brook will love to have a penalty shot, but they'll take another power play by any means.
I don't know. This season, I'll take the power play. I don't know. That's just been my gut feeling. Is I'll take the 2 minutes off the board.
Wenrick starting it up again.
No.
It turned over. Not the way the Stony Brook Orthopedic power play wanted to kick off, and this game is tied.
Barnaco just gets out-deeped when he comes out to try to challenge the puck there, and Delaware had a wide open net to just poke the puck in, and how much else to analyze on that one? You have turnover in the offensive zone here on the power play, breakaway the other way, and one deke and the easiest backhand of that player's career.
Cade Conklin, goal number 5 in game number 20. A long, long way from home here on the islands, as the Calgary, Alberta native punches home the equalizer.
And as soon as he made that move, it was automatic from there. Stony Brook here needs to refocus their efforts here, as they're not taking care of the basics at this point.
Connolly nearly made the same mistake that Wenrick just did in the neutral zone. Luckily for him, not many players around that in his orbits, as Early dumps it in deep. There's still a power play going on here for Stony Brook. And he'll start from the back end.
Stony Brook has to kind of skate around the Delaware checks here. Be not afraid to make some contact and make the play.
Connolly. Skametka!
Off the post.
Connolly with the big keep there, but not enough to stop Delaware from controlling the possession and clearing it away. Gately.
Stony Brook's going to get their next power play unit on.
Nearly got pickpocketed there as Connolly and the Seawolves right back into familiar territory. Time winding down ever so quickly on this power play. Gately, save, rebound, score!
Justin Nakagawa cleaning up the garbage in front of the net here and puts Stony Brook back on top. Good to see him back on the ice after taking that massive check from earlier, and he took that one personally.
Seawolves reclaim the lead, and Nakagawa has his 8th of the year. That is not the team high for Stony Brook, but it is a quality number for him nonetheless.
That's a power play goal here on the Stony Brook Orthopedics power play, and matches Delaware's one power play goal.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the first power play goal tonight for Stony Brook.
It is.
As
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. Are we going to call anything tonight, folks? What are you looking at, bud? Sorry for the folks at home here, but come on. What are you looking at? Sorry I missed it?
Trevor's about to jump from the top rope here, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Justin Nakagawa is sharing positive pleasantries with Burke, letting him know, hey, it's all good.
I would hope that the conversation there was, yeah, my bad. And that's a...
I think just the pat on the chest was enough of an indication. As this is dropped in deep. Malik. And here comes Dosen. Long-range dump off the pad of Barnico. Rodriguez tried to get it back in front to no avail. Dosen. Not enough to play it off the boards. Smith, Cormatic, able to squeeze it in the zone as Roselle tried to clear it out off the boards to no avail. Cormatic, Smith, center feed. Couldn't get onto the stick of Malik that time. Gately, one-timer, missing wide as Gately teed it up for Smith that time.
Gately saw the daylight there for the low shot there, a one-timer opportunity. We talked about that earlier in the period about getting quality shots, getting one-timers, and man, I thought this was a hockey game, not a water skiing competition.
That one got dropped in by Kowalski. As we close in on a minute and a half here in the second. An animated second period for the Seawolves front.
Explosive and scoring on both sides.
Gately pulled
Blocked.
the trigger, but it got blocked.
None other than Dominic Guido, one-man wrecking crew for the Blue Hens tonight.
That one gets aerialed in the zone once again. Dosen almost left open. Guido circling in his orbit, looking for the possession. But it's Stony Brook who has control of it as we reach the final 55 seconds here. Alex Skametka.
Oh, we got toe checked.
Action picking up in the zone. Chance from the top, missing wide. Off the boards, Nick Newman battered into the glass.
Excellent effort there from the Blue Hens defense.
Wenrick.
And this is going to go for icing, unfortunately.
And
that
big
chip
break
almost
for the Seawolves.
that chip almost made it as the dump of the night, but unfortunately a little too much roll on that one. Almost like hitting a Long Island fairway right now.
And how fittingly with that chippy dump with Chippy in the building tonight. Chance off the draw, and score! That's two for William Cormatic.
And Cormatic right through his counterpart on the Delaware side, taking his stick with him in his skate and puts it home there. Pure effort here as the Seawolves now have a 2-goal lead again here with 23 to go in the second.
10th of the year for number 76.
Tough to get a read on this game right now here, folks. One moment the Seawolves are feasting, the next moment Delaware's putting 2 back up on their side. And now Stony Brook is 2 unanswered of their own.
Nakagawa coming off a big power play goal on the ice here. Connolly, Delaware.
Checking line out here for Delaware to close the period out.
One last chance before the
5
buzzer
seconds.
sounds. Kyle Nestepny! The field goal was good. And now we get tempers after the horn.
That one, I believe, just hit the crossbar. I heard the ping of the crossbar on that one.
So off the upright and good.
Well, off the upright and no good in our case. Here. So you want to go off the upright and down for the bar down, but not quite here. As we're going to get to the end of the second here with no further action here, as you can probably cut the tension on the ice with a knife. That's how palpable it is between these two teams here. Is the Czechie has gotten very intense on the ice. The goal scoring electric. The shots on goal within 1. And Stony Brook getting to leave the ice here, looking pretty good here. 5 goals in the period on 13 shots on goal.
And you got to give it to Stony Brook too, especially after that tying goal by Delaware with the mistake that was brought upon by Wenrick. The first thing that pops into your head is, oh no, this is the collapse.
Well, yeah, you have the collapse methodology where you look at that and you doom and gloom on it, but Stony Brook kind of
they bounce back.
They bounced back impeccably. You took the words out of my mouth there, but that is the fact here. As Stony Brook was able to just say, whatever, we'll get back to it. We're gonna play our game, and they bounced back and they kept persisting. They got more quality shots on goal this period than in the first period, and it shows. They had a lot of effort in the offensive zone. They crashed the net. They looked for one-timers. They were looking for good opportunities low, and it shows in what they put on in the net there. A couple mistakes here on the Stony Brook side led to some good Delaware goals. I mean, you got to talk about Dominic Guido. He had a fantastic goal there. That backhander, he dragged it, beat the Stony Brook defenseman, goes right across the net and snipes it. And then the shorthanded goal, which is just good effort on the PK, forcing mistakes from the Stony Brook defense, unfortunately at the expense of Wenrick, and getting a good goal, just out DQ Barnacow. But we're going to play some Chuck-a-Puck here as we have some snipers of our own down here. And we'll be back in about 12 minutes here for the start of the third period. You're watching Stony Brook Hockey here on YouTube.
procedure that restores the ability to eat so Kevin can enjoy dining out again. Our kidney transplant team has one of the fastest transplant rates in the nation, so Pat can spend time doing what she loves. Our skilled surgeons perform robotic-assisted surgery for colon cancer, so Chris can get back to reeling them in sooner. Leading the way to make your life stronger. We are Stony Brook Medicine. All we do is all for you.
And we welcome you back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Third period about to start any minute from now. And as we left the first period, things began to unravel. And we got Chippy in the stands. And that could be the best way to describe how this third period could possibly go, Trevor.
Yeah, Chippy's in the stands. It was Chippy on the ice. We had definitely a mountain of penalties and goals to go through. Too many to go through before the start of the third period here. But at the start of this period here, I think you're going to see, I think Delaware is going to lead out with their checking line. I think they're going to try to push the aggression early. And I think Stony Brook here is, I think they're going to try to, I don't know, which line do you think Stony Brook's going to come out with?
I think
without looking at the ice.
I see your point. I do agree with you. Delaware's going to come out aggressive. It's going to be a lot different in how the first period went, though. Stony Brook's going to be ready for it. They're going to be on their heels. This is not going to be a wake-up call for them because they are in the driver's seat right now.
Coming out here for both teams. Rodriguez, Mahoney, and Golef, and the Stepney, Kormanik, Nakagawa lines for the Seawolves.
And so the Stepney, who nearly scored at the end of the second period, on the scene again, this time to kick off the third as this one gets plopped in deep by Wenrick. At the top, Connolly blocked there by Rodriguez and poked across to Guelph as Delaware gains the zone once again. Here's Guelph trying to twist away from Wenrick. Feeds it back to the point, kept alive by mere inches that time. Stony Brook trying to keep the Blue Hens at bay, preventing them from cashing in on any more goals as this Stepney takes off, pushing this one towards the net. It'll be held up by Roselle to stop play.
Stepney there trying to go 1-on-2 there, but quickly realized that he was running out of gas and opted for the shot on goal there and teed up for the next line.
And speaking of teed up, last time we saw Gately and Smith on the ice, they were almost had a massive connection with Gately setting up Smith. We'll see if that pans out. Once again, here's Kowalski from the top, wristing one, got a piece of
Guido on that one coming in.
Guido is everywhere. You can't escape the name. The Don. Here's Malik.
3-on-2 here if they hurry.
And Smith down low in that location too.
Delaware almost with a little bit of a dangerous defensive posture there, 3 below the goal line.
Burke kicks it to himself. And here's Lau, having trouble escaping past Trezera, but gets by him anyway. Kick save, Bartico. Rebound couldn't be found by Delaware in time. As Diaz storms along the boards. Berg with the toss in front. And Trezera holds the possession behind the goal. DiNapoli slaps it to the other side.
Bit of a miscue there from the Seawolves.
Cooper Smith. And here is DiNapoli pushing past Berg. DiNapoli slammed against the boards. Feeds it back to the point. Wenrick tossed in front, but couldn't be batted home by Smith as they went out of play.
I like the idea there from Wenrick there. Try to get it to the guy there in the slot, make a play there. A little bit of confusion from the officiating staff as to where they wanted to face off, but they've decided it goes to the left.
Nick Newman. Newman trying to get a touch on this one here. He got smushed up against the boards. Actually, pardon me, that was DeZaro. as Delaware tries to flip it back into familiar territory. Skameka backhanded it out of harm's way, and it's sent back in by Delaware. Coughlin pushed up against the boards. Wenrick peeling away from danger as he holds the possession behind the goal. Observing, looking, fine, almost found the option there beside him.
Those first passes have to be there.
Gotta be crisp and clean, and
especially
that was
when
anything but that.
The uncontested ones.
Oh!
Smeka gets laid out center ice.
The hits elevating early on here in the third. The score remains a 2-goal game.
I wouldn't be too worried about either side here about whether or not your team is going to be able to put the pucks in time. But as this period ticks on, the clock will become a factor.
Kieran Gately finds Smith. Smith belted into the boards. Seawolves punching this one back deep in the zone. It'll be touched up for icing. And the head official says, not so fast to Cormanic. You got to stay on the ice.
I love the mind games. The players try to play against the officials. The players are trying to gaslight the referee. Like, no, I was on the ice.
9 times out of 10, you won't win that battle.
Yeah, sometimes though you do. That's why you got to try. A little bit of a hook there and pocket picking there for Delaware.
There's Burke.
That was
Dolson
Rodriguez.
and Burke. Rodriguez on the ice. Turnover, score! And in the perfect spot, Ryan Rodriguez, who has a word with Trezara. And if I had to take a guess, Trezara might have gotten a stick in between the midsection of Guelph.
I'll take a look here, see if we can catch this on our. It looks like just some inadvertent contact.
All right.
It looked like he just kind of ran into a stick that was up in the air. I mean, didn't look like there was anything malicious there.
Yeah.
You want to take a look?
So you're going to be looking for 21 and 2.
Which even if they called it, it would get washed. Because the penalty happened before the goal.
Well, if there was no malintent, then I don't know what Ryan Rodriguez was upset for. But I can understand if he didn't see it in real time. But nevertheless, the deficit cut to 1 by Rodriguez. Get a collision in the neutral zone and a penalty against Delaware. Barnacote to the bench. Extra attacker on, 6-on-5 momentarily, and that ends it.
Delaware fans in the crowd here unhappy with that one, but that one was clear as day.
Just after Rodriguez scored his 20th goal of the season, the Blue Hens will head to the penalty box. Dolson will sit for 2 minutes, and the Seawolves will bring back the power play unit onto the ice. And Trevor, I think you can just say, when it comes to strategy, status quo for Stony Brook. Do it exactly what you did last time when you were on the power play. Just get the pucks on net, get yourself in the right position, and bang that sucker home. Get a lengthy delay here as Stony Brook will kick off this face-off draw in Delaware zone as the power play is brought to you by Stony Brook Orthopedic Associates. That one got slapped wide off the stick of DeZaro. Cesaro hunting for his second goal of the game. This is cleared to the end of the ice by Delaware as Wenrick will race back and collect. Wenrick, full steam ahead. Colin Wenrick leads all defensemen on the team in points and assists as he works in the zone at the top. Wenrick, Cormanic, twisted it down low. Cormanic gets it back. It got blocked. Wenrick gets it at the top through traffic, missing wide. Cormanic, one-timer. Cleared away by Delaware after the save was made by Roselle. As Wenrick stays put on the ice. Seawolves having some trouble getting past the neutral zone. Another clear made by Delaware.
First effort there from the Seawolves on this power play was excellent, getting a couple good opportunities there. We'll see how the second unit does.
Connolly.
Might be offsides here. Referee dumped into the bench, and along with that was the offsides.
Connolly racing back, getting that before Delaware can get a hold of it. And the Seawolves, just like that, are down to their final 20 seconds on the man advantage. Giveaway, Strawbringer dancing. Strawbringer, backhander, missing wide. Connolly not letting him get by without a fight.
Good effort there for Connolly on the one-on-one there. We're even up now.
5 aside. Skameka backhanded that one wildly. Legret tosses this one aggressively in deep. Delaware trying to escape the zone. Blue Hens back in. Trezara holding his man, guarding against him as Berg, observant of his surroundings as Nakagawa continues to make his presence felt on the ice. And so does that man Guido as offsides is called.
12:41 here in the third period. Delaware putting one on the board so far, and they're not going down without a fight.
Shots on goal, 30-29, Stony Brook. And
shots on goal have been basically a rounding errors difference.
These goalies have been put through the ringer tonight as Trezara nearly connected with Cormanic, and a bobble and a careful cover-up by Roselle.
Roselle to be ready up for the deflection there as that one came straight down.
Again, another line change for the Blue Hens.
And looks like part of that change will be coming back.
Nope, yeah. I stood corrected. Guido commanding the face-off draw against Kozicki. Dosen backhanding it to the near wall. Lau trying to get a hold of the possession as Cormanic lofts it in deep once again. Retreating to the bench, and a cover-up made by Roselle.
Roselle helping Delaware finish up the change they were trying to do earlier. Slowing this game down. Great crowd here at the rinks tonight here. Definitely, we don't really do a sellout capacity number, but I would dang well say we got close if we didn't sell out the capacity.
I don't know if you haven't heard, but Acha's been the talk of the block lately, the ACHA. As this is aerials and stopping play.
Yeah, some barns you'll get away with doing that, and not at the rinks. The ceilings are a little lower.
You think Delaware's just doing this to waste some time and just calm the nerves down, or you think it's just?
No, I mean, not like that. You're trying to do that to try to get a soft dump, try to establish pressure, but And you don't want to give yourself defensive zone face-offs like this. That's not what you want to do.
Because the reason I asked, it's because of the way the last couple of stoppages have been, the way the last couple of stoppages have happened. It just seems like there was a lot of trepidation being shown from Delaware right now. And
oh, you look at the difference between the two benches right now. In Delaware, there is one person sitting down on that bench. Everyone else is leaning over the boards. Whereas Stony Brook, you've got everybody sitting down, a bit of calm.
that's certainly a fantastic observation. And I mean,
but then again, that's kind of, ooh, man, that was a whack there.
Stemeka got the latest chance off. Roselle and Desaro coming into the mix as well, as this is plopped out of harm's way.
That is a hand pass, and that's coming back.
Let's go, Cody!
Stony Brook there, unfortunately, guilty of that one, and that's going to let Delaware complete the change and put the face-off right back in the Seawolves zone.
And although Stony Brook, the bench seems all calm and composed, the way they're just staying put, seated, you have to think there is some nerves in them right now.
There's definitely nerves on both sides here. It's just how you execute on those.
And Stony Brook trying to quiet those nerves. Paul Desaro nearly got cleaned out after getting the shot off, and he is shaken up, heading to the bench. I don't know if there was a knee contact involved, but Smith is getting a chance, and it's fended off by Roselle. Smith plays it back, got bounced too far back.
One thing that when you play up in the national tournament, you get matched up against
Smith barreled into Burke.
A little bit of jawing with each other afterwards there, but just to get back to the point, you get up to the national tournament, you have some of these teams that just know how to check extraordinarily well. And the teams that can check are the ones that usually advance. The teams that are trying to keep up with that checking usually are the ones that are the ones that get knocked out. As the puck is deep here in the Seawolves zone here, pinned against the wall.
And you can definitely say the aggressive demeanor that Delaware has shown.
It's the kind of play you got to have if you're going to go to the national tournament and attempt to make some noise.
And the way they're performing this year, it's a testament to the way they're playing right now. It's that aggressive showing. And here is Cormanic.
And Legret just a little early on the entry there.
Under
Offsides.
10 minutes to go in regulation. It's been a big change in direction since the game kicked off back in the first. We knew it was going to be fairly animated, but not to this extent. As this is sent right in for Gately to get it, nearly put it in a bad spot as it gets cleared away. And Stephanie on his horse as Gately goes back to track it, but icing was called.
Delaware bench not happy with the icing call, but I mean, that was an icing. By the book.
Head coach Todd Mittelmeyer wanted an explanation.
I mean, again, you don't complain, you don't make noise, you're never going to get the call reversed. So 9 times, probably 95 out of 100, you'll never get that call overturned. But
his team down by a goal as he aims for his 104th career win as the head coach of Delaware. As the Blue Hens push it out again, and another icing will be, no. Got washed away fairly late, I must say.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the washouts once the puck's below the, kind of below that lower end of the circle.
Keller collecting. But it got turned over. Nakagawa Pinned up against the boards by Keller. Newman there to help out. Newman trying to poke it free. Nick Newman working down low, feeds in front, couldn't connect with his man Skameka. As here is public enemy number 1, the Don, Dominic Guido on the ice, trying to do everything in his power to create havoc and tie this thing up. Nakagawa nearly got bulldozed over as Kowalski clears it out. Newman on the gas as Delaware slept that time. Newman couldn't get a strong shot on the second try. And the Blue Hens will clear it down the ice for Barnacle to stop play.
Good stretch play there from Delaware. Try to get a string guy behind the defenseman, keep the defenseman honest, and put it on goal. So either Barnacle's got to deflect it away off to the corner, or covered up, you get the offensive zone face-off. At 8 minutes to go here, Delaware is going to want to take every opportunity they can to try to equalize this game.
When you have Dominic Guido on the ice, you best be sure that they will do everything in their power to take advantage of any opportunity they can get. They are doing their part right now, impressively, but Stony Brook evenly matched up with them for the time being. And this is going to be cleared down, but it'll be touched up for icing. So, not the way
you want to do it.
No, not at all. Not the way Stony Brook intended that to go. And this means the face-off draw will once again reside in their zone. Rodriguez, Guido, Guelph on the offense. As this is sent in deep, Guido controlling, Guido protecting, feeding it back to the point. Strawbringer, the movement here by Delaware, put to a stop by Stony Brook Smith with the clear. Rodriguez trying to ramp it back up. Guelph sent it wide. No one was home except Malik for Stony Brook. And here come the Seawolves. Nearly went off sides there as Nakagawa peels away. Delaware looking to reset cleanly. Time being chewed up ever so considerably, shift by shift. Keller being hounded there by Nestepny. Kozicki. Nestepny belting his way to the possession. Nakagawa pinned up against the boards. Kozicki pressed up against the wall. This one couldn't be cleared away, but it does get forced out by the Blue Hens. Early.
Second chance opportunity doesn't go there. And you can just see the frustration from Trevor Early.
Almost scored back in the first, but you can remember he was robbed insanely by Barnacle. And the Seawolves sitting comfortably. Well, I wouldn't say comfortably. As a one-goal game is
one goal
definitely
in this
not
game is
something
not
to be content about.
Especially with how back and forth this game has been, as LeGret gets put into the Seawolves bench.
DiNapoli with the shot and Roselle with the stop. As we close in on the final 5 minutes of this hockey game, it's worth noting we got our second slate of this weekend's doubleheader against Delaware tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. And then the Seawolves will hit the road against Ohio.
Big rebound here.
And a chance, score! It's a hat trick for the Dom.
None other than Dominic Guido here from the point, scored from basically everywhere tonight. As the hats are waved in the penalty box from the backup goaltenders. A hat trick here for Dominic Guido here at the rinks tonight has been an absolute menace for the Seawolves.
You said it best. In every way imaginable. Came in flying for his first goal, the second goal even better, the third one from long distance. Tied hockey game once again. 5-5 here in the third.
They say that one player on the ice here that's earned every second of ice time is that man, Dom Guido.
The Dom gets his 16th of the year. All three. 3 of the 4 by Delaware. 3 of the 5 by Delaware scored by him. And you said it, just a menace.
All right, Stony Brook here has to dig deep here to try to get another one on the board here. Delaware here sitting in a pretty good position momentum-wise. They've been playing excellent hockey here in this third period. As Stony Brook kind of playing a little bit on their heels.
There's Wenrick and Malik pinching in, trying to dig it out of the scrum. Wenrick floats it in front, kick save, rebound, score!
It's in.
That's a first for Smith, and it's 6-5 Seawolves.
Smith with an absolute beauty and a gem, and he's popping off. It's his first goal as a Seawolf. And a big one at that, as they now retake the lead with 4:51 to go.
And Coach Garofalo pockets the puck. And he will make sure to award that young man afterwards.
That'll get some white tape and some Sharpie work later.
What a moment. Just when you thought an ominous cloud was about to ruin the night, a hero out of nowhere comes in for a big surprise.
Stony Brook can't count their chickens yet here, as the Blue Hens have proven not to be a team to be trifled with.
Kozicki, Nastepny pressed up against the boards. Delaware doing everything you possibly can in their rights to make this game close. Oh, a miscue there at the side of the goal. The net comes off its moorings.
Stony Brook is going to get denied a change on this one here, and I think we'll take the face-off outside the zone as well.
2-point night for Smith. Goal and an assist. Game number 3 for number 22.
Surprised they're getting the face-off in the zone here.
Kowalski. Gately at the top. Slapped out of harm's way by Delaware.
Smeka with a great move there to Newman.
Drop pass in the trailer. Newman in front. Floated there.
The rebound just trickles by harmlessly. Delaware the other way.
Watch out. Guelph storming ahead. Couldn't put it out in front. Guido was there. Seawolves were on his radar as Strawbringer made contact.
Strawbringer was a brick wall there. The Seawolf ran into him and absolutely nothing happened.
Wow, cruising in, missing that chance. Turnover again. Stony Brook trying to pedal past Guido as DeZara got flattened to the ice. And he's racing to the bench as this will be touched up for icing as it wraps around the boards. And there's the whistle.
I thought Lau got a piece of that one, but linesman disagrees.
And although you might think Dom Guido is invincible, untouchable, I can surely say that man is running out of energy minute by minute.
I don't know if he is.
Are you sure? I saw him take a few big breaths.
That guy is a steam engine out there.
Maybe a steam engine running on fumes, but I'll take my word back if anything changes. Let's just knock on wood.
It looks like the Stony Brook trainer is making their way over to the Delaware bench to attend to a potential injury over there.
Yeah,
looks like
it
it's
was Strawbringer. Set it, the brick wall, definitely heavy contact, and that chance misses wide heavily. Net off its moorings, and we'll do it again inside Delaware zone. And with the way that how that contact sounded, you can't be surprised how
those are the kind of sounds that sound like injuries.
Oh yeah.
It didn't look like it much at the point of impact, but especially with how well he took the check. But you never know.
So Cormatic.
Those kinds of injuries, you get something weird that happens.
Oh yeah. Here's Dosen. Oh, he eluded Smith, but not enough to keep the Blue Hens out of the zone. Smith and the Seawolves counteracting. Cormatic plopping this one in deep on the chase. The Blue Hens looking to strike again. Offside signaled. Ooh, Dosen got a lot of Moloch there. Dangerous feed to the back end as Trezera feeds it ahead. Kozicki. And now we get another whistle offsides.
Moloch unfortunately tripped up over that one. And we'll face it off just outside the Delaware zone. 2:16 to go. And a timeout called here by Delaware.
Now I was about to bring that up. When one of these teams is going to call a timeout, and as you saw, it's Delaware.
You have your answer.
Exactly. Todd Mittelmeyer making the strategy here late in the third, in a game that has had plenty of twists and turns, Trevor.
Honestly, this might have been the most exciting game of hockey we've seen all season at the rinks. Back and forth hockey, beautiful goals, skillful goals, great checking, and a picturesque finish here. Either way it goes, it's going to be a close one.
The only thing that was missing was a penalty shot.
They can keep it. 2:16 left here. Honestly, for Stony Brook here, you want to keep the pedal down. You don't want to go into a prevent style. You have a Delaware team that's going to be doing whatever they can in their power to put the puck on goal in the best way possible.
See, now, if you're Delaware, though, how do you do that without using all of Dom Guido? Like, how do you maximize
that's why you took
unit?
that timeout, because I don't think Dom Guido's leaving the ice for the next 2 minutes and 16 seconds until he sees double zeros or a goal.
I do not want to take anything away from the whole Delaware units, but Guido has been the engine that has kept this team going here tonight.
And here he goes.
Right on cue. Guido.
Goaltender pulled.
And it's 6-on-5 hockey. Dosen feeding this one down low. Guido Rodriguez. Kozicki. Empty awning in sight for Stony Brook. Couldn't be cleared out. Blue Hens
Incredible
with the
keep
keep.
there.
Guido. Chance from the top. Missing. Scramble in front. And Barnico with the stop. A minute and a half to go. And it's going to be an agonizing in a minute and a half, Trevor.
Agonizing is just the tip of it. If you're a Stony Brook Seawolf fan right now, you are on the edge of whatever's left of your seat if you're not standing.
All hands on deck. Stony Brook playing it back. Smith can't hit the empty net. Shot missing wide as Delaware keeps the chances going.
A critical miss there for the Seawolves. Get the puck out of the zone.
This will perhaps get it done. Skemeka, Smith, score!
And I think that might put the bow on it tonight as the exhale of relief from the Seawolves bench here as they put that empty netter in here and take the 2-goal lead here. They lead 7-5 with
I think
1:06 to go.
And I think we have a good idea who's going home with the Hard Hat Award after this one is over. 3-point night for Smith. Kyle Smith. 7-5 Stony Brook. Final minute of play of regulation.
That's going to go on net there for another shot on goal for Barnico. Empty net visions, but no empty net to shoot at.
Whoa!
And that goes off Barnico's glove and into the netting. 36-6 to go in the third. And Delaware not even interested in pulling the netminder again here.
At this rate, you're down by 2 goals.
I think they're taking the goal differential. They're playing the goal differential game here and not wanting to take a risk.
Get geared up for tomorrow's matchup, which will begin at 3:30.
Honestly, if today's game's anything to...
Oh!
I'm surprised no trip there, but...
Everyone mixing it up in front.
And Barnico able to fend that one off as well.
Final 15 seconds of the hockey game. Chance in front. Wide miss for Strawbringer. And time runs out. That's back-to-back wins for the Seawolves. As Stony Brook celebrates in their zone with Scott Barnico, and a big night for Kyle Smith, William Cormatic, and the rest of the crew.
An absolutely exciting game from start to finish. If you wanted goal scoring, you got it. If you wanted checking, you got it. If you wanted skill plays, you got it. And if you wanted to see the Seawolves at center ice here saluting the fans, well, you also got that too tonight. But tomorrow, it's a clean slate and a new game and 60 minutes of hockey between two teams that honestly have probably provided some of the most entertaining hockey we've watched here at the rinks this season.
Absolutely. For Delaware, they'll try to bounce back from this loss as their record now stands at 16-9-3. Stony Brook, huge win for them. They pick up their 818th win all time. Most importantly, though, they're 9-8-2 this season. Just another thing to just another positive for them as we head down the final stretch.
Absolutely. Here as the teams exit the ice here, we're going to wrap up here at the rinks in Hauppauge. We want to thank you guys for watching tonight here on Stony Brook Hockey. We'll see you tomorrow for, what is it, a 3 o'clock puck drop?
3:30 puck drop tomorrow.
3 o'clock broadcast, 3:30 puck drop.
Michael Andrew, Trevor Magnani, and Jacob, our cameraman. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. So long. Good night.